Tomorrow, I turn 49. So if you're wondering what my age is, I just told you. I turned 49. And I have to be honest with you, birthdays have been a little uncomfortable for me for a few years. I'm just going to be honest, right? So, welcome to my live. If you're watching this, just go ahead and say hello. Let me know that you're watching it. I want to give you a shout out. But I want to talk a little bit about things that I've been reflecting on as I'm getting close to this 49th birthday, right? So, turn 49 tomorrow, and I've just realized recently, I've been reflecting. You get around certain times of the year, it makes you reflective. Holidays, birthdays. I hope you take some time to reflect at times like that. But I've been reflecting, and birthdays have been uncomfortable for me for a few years. I've been trying to think how long that has been. It's been a while. That's all right. Now, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate life. Listen, I understand every day I wake up, it's new mercy, it's new grace, it's new favor. So that's not the issue. It's not that I don't appreciate the life that I have and the blessings that I have. That is not the issue, right? But what makes birthdays a little bit challenging is I think about everything I haven't accomplished, right? Everything I thought I should have done by now. Now I was looking at some stuff the other day with my wife, and they say 47 is around the age where people's discontent, dissatisfaction with life, heaviness, and their happiness factor is the lowest. So I guess I just came out of that season, but for me, it lasted a little bit longer. And as I was thinking about this, I had to come on here and just kind of talk to you about what I've been reflecting on this year. Now, if you're watching this live, I want to ask you something. When your birthday comes around, do you celebrate, or does it make you start thinking about everything you haven't done? So do you over celebrate or celebrate, or do you like tend to, like try to go past it because you think about all the things you haven't done? Right? So drop celebrate or reflect in the comments, even if you're watching this on replay. I'm curious if you're like me. Now, birthdays in for the last few years have triggered something. Instead of celebrating, my mind would start asking questions like, why am I not further along? What are all the things I haven't done for my family? What are all the things I haven't done in my business? What are all the things I haven't done financially? Where are all the places I thought I would travel to or go or experience? What are all the things I wanted to do for my children at this certain stage, right? So celebration doesn't always feel natural for me around my birthday. In fact, if I'll be honest, sometimes I downplay my birthday. Like a lot of people might say happy birthday, but I tend to like, okay, thanks, but move past it, right? All right, hi, hi. So I try to make not a big deal out of it. My kids, my wife asked me, what do you want for your birthday? I tell them nothing. It's okay, all of the gift. But the truth is, it's because I don't want to make a big deal out of it. All right. Because in my mind, I keep thinking, I'm not where I thought I would be by now. And I don't know if anyone's ever experienced that. You get to those birthday times, those times that are supposed to be times of celebration, and all you're thinking about is why am I not further along? Why aren't I where I think I should have been? I should have been doing this, something else, something else, something else. And because of it, you start thinking, I don't want to do anything. I don't have any reason to celebrate. And so I want to kind of talk to you about that. What's up, Wyclef? Good to see you on, sir. Good to see you on. So again, as I said, as I started, I'm turning 49. Tomorrow's my birthday. But as I was getting closer this year, I did something intentional, both internally and externally. Something shifted, right? And let me tell you a little bit about that shift. So my daughters were in town last week. My daughters are both at college. They're away at an HBCU called Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama. They were home for spring break, and it happened to be last week, Tuesday, was my wife's birthday and my son's birthday. Our son is home from college. He's graduated. He's here with us. And so everyone was home last week, Tuesday, for my wife and son's birthday. But my daughters were leaving Saturday morning to go back to school, and my son was leaving today for a work trip. My boy's balling. He got a work trip. They're flying in places. So what we recognize is for my birthday, it would be my wife and I and the dog, but they would not be home. And so my dear wife planned a celebration on Friday evening before everyone left for my birthday. Shout out to her. It was amazing. We had Trinidadian food, roti, doubles, aloe pie. All right, I'm just kind of throwing that stuff out there. So we had a celebration, and it was for me. And I'm going to tell you, in times in the past, I would feel a little bit uncomfortable being celebrated because here's what I think in my mind: I haven't done what I should have done to be celebrated. But in that moment, in that time of celebration, I allowed myself to actually receive it, to actually take it in. So they gave me some gifts. I'm going to show y'all one of them. They gave your boy some Nikes. Right? Some shoes. And I received it. I enjoyed it. I allowed them to pour into me and to say positive things, and for me to not try to deflect it. I just allowed myself to enjoy it and be in the moment, because I realized if I keep waiting until everything in my life is perfect before I celebrate, I'll never celebrate, right? I think for a lot of us, we have that feeling like I have to do this in order for me to feel worthy enough of celebration. And what I recognize is, look, life is enough to celebrate. Just another day, another year, it's enough to celebrate. And so here's what I realized: I'm going to celebrate this year, not where I want to be, but where I am. I'm instead of like obsessing on where I want to be and not being able to celebrate, I'm going to just anchor myself in where I am. I'm going to celebrate who I'm becoming, and I'm going to celebrate what God has already done in my life. Instead of always reaching for what I want to become and what I want to do, I want to say, wait, here's what I've already done. And so I just want to just say, like, if you've seen me talk about my birthday more this year, it's because I'm being intentional in celebrating it. And instead of me like crawling into a shell internally and saying, no, it's not it's a big deal. I'm turning 49, y'all, and I'm excited about it. And I'm going to make the best of it. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why tomorrow night is special to me, because tomorrow, it's my birthday. You may not have heard that before. It's my birthday, March the 9th, turn 49. And instead of just celebrating with cake and candles, we did that on Friday. I decided I want to celebrate doing something that I love to do. I love empowering people. I love bringing people together. I love people being inspired to do the thing that God has called them to do. I love sharing people's stories. I love stirring up people so they can create stories that inspire other people to create stories that inspire. I love doing that. I love bringing people together. And so I said, and with my wife's permission, I said, I want to bring together people and host an online event, a summit. Now, maybe you've seen it, and maybe you thought he's just doing that to celebrate himself. And if I was, cool, because I told you I'm celebrating this year. But it's not just celebrating me turning 49. It's me celebrating you and what you're called to do. I want to celebrate you, the person who has all the gifts and all of the talents and all the abilities, but you've been talking yourself down because of what you don't have. I want to celebrate you, the person who's been helping other people and showing up for other people and making other people's things great, but you have not stepped out to do your thing. I want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate you, the person who has tried and things didn't work out, and you feel like maybe I should not try anymore. I want to celebrate you because you tried, and I want to celebrate you trying again. I want to celebrate the people who are continuing and striving, and every day they're waking up trying with their idea, with their ministry, with that pursuit, with that goal. I want to celebrate you. And so we're doing a summit, and it's tomorrow. It's from 6 p.m. Eastern to 8:30 p.m. Eastern. 2.5 hours. I know 2.5 hours is a long time for a party, but trust me, the time is going to go by fast. Let me tell you some of the people that are going to be on there. I don't even have time to tell you all, right? So we have my daughters. I brought out the heavy hitters. I brought out my two daughters. They're college students, and so I had to use all my dad points to say, hey, I know you got stuff going on. Can you give me a few minutes to come share your story about starting when you're young, starting when you don't have a lot, starting when you have doubts? Come talk to people about that. So they're going to be on there. I also have my guy, Seth Yolorda, who has been pushing me to think delusionally, right? What's a big goal you have? I told him, push us all tomorrow. And he's going to do his best in the time we give him. Then I have Chaplain Adrian Benton, all the way in Europe. She's going to talk to us about her starting when sometimes you don't think you're ready. So she's going to share with us. Listen, I don't have time to share by everyone. Gamal Alexander, Kevin Wilson, Myron Edmonds. This is where you get in trouble, when you try calling names. In fact, let me do better than that. I'm just going to put up the graphic that shows all of the people who will be sharing tomorrow on the summit. So you could see their faces and you could see their names. These are all the people that are going to be on there tomorrow sharing their story. And I'm inviting you to come celebrate with us. I want to invite you to celebrate, not me, but you, to celebrate your calling, to celebrate the gifts and the talents that you have. And so the link is here, mymsummit.com. That's mymsummit.com. Come along, celebrate. If you can't come for the full 2.5 hours, just come for any time you can. If you register, we'll send you the replay. So register. If you can't come on for the whole thing, we'll send you the replay. But if you can, be there for the whole thing. Lock in. It's going to be an amazing time. I want to tell you about one person. Her name is Janine Cook. And maybe you have not heard about her. So Google her. That's all I'm going to say. Google her. Janine Cook is my cousin. Thank you, Ayana. Great lineup. Wyclef says, count me in. Let me tell you, Janine Cook is my cousin. Our moms are first cousins. And Janine and I, we're around the same age, but because we lived in different places, we knew each other, but we really got a chance to meet a few years ago at a family reunion. And we talked and we realized we had similar passions and interests. And so we kept in touch and we had a pivotal conversation that we're going to revisit tomorrow. And she inspired me, and I believe the conversation inspired her as well. She's going to share with you how she started a bookstore, just before the pandemic that has gained national attention. Oprah has featured it in her magazines. Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, Michelle Obama, a bunch of amazing people have done book tours, stops in her bookshop. And she's done stuff now in Paris, France, Josephine's, open a bookshop in New Jersey, Ida's. And she's going to talk to you about how to create movements, because you might be sitting on something and not know the power of what you're sitting on. And so you're playing it small. You're downplaying it, just like I do for my birthdays, downplaying it. But I want to encourage you tomorrow to celebrate what God has called you to do. And I want to stir you up so that by the end of this summit, it makes you go do something that you've always wanted to and needed to do. So here's the link, mymsummit.com. Sign up, share it with a friend. Like, this stuff is too good for you to just keep it to yourself. Here's the lineup again: Myron Edmonds, Janaya, Joel, Seth, Gamal, Dorian, Adrian, Kevin Wilson. Wow, almost Kevin Wilson. Look, you got to be there. Amazing people, mymsummit.com. That's the link. You want to be on there. I can't wait to see you there at the summit. We're going to have an amazing time. And in case you missed it at the beginning, let me say it one more time. Tomorrow's my birthday, y'all. And I plan to celebrate. So I'll see you on there for the celebration. You all have a great rest of your evening. Peace.